Now, let's talk about the stain on the Biden administration as a result of this thing. The
Exactly.
last thing Democrats want on the record is a government shutdown in the last few days of Biden's thoroughly discredited and stained executive branch. They don't want that in the worst sort of way. And the Democrat leadership, who frankly are pretty far left, negotiated this stinker of a bill with the leadership of the Republicans, who are frankly pretty inept. Johnson may lose his job over this thing, and perhaps rightfully so.
Well, they don't get it. I don't know. I don't understand what the message was that Johnson was using to go along with them in the first place. But you saw McCarthy burned out in it. He gave it all away, and now Johnson's apparently doing the same thing. And now he's been corrected. But it's now Trump's bag, and he has a lot of weapons with him, especially with what you mentioned with Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy. How's that?
And you actually pronounced it right. You can't remember my name, but you got the picture.
Yeah, I was only testing you to see if you remembered your name.
Oh, I still
don't believe that, do you? I give me crickets on that one. I don't know. That was pretty bad.
So,
I was thinking about that one all week. How do I weasel out of this? I'll blame it on him, for God's sake. I've learned enough about politics. That's what you do. You blame it on the other person. Musk could run for speaker. Why? Because you don't have to be a member of Congress to do it. Wouldn't that be amazing?
Frankly, I doubt the Republicans would go for that because in their eyes, he's way too radical. Now, this is the one guy in D.C. that actually has some common sense, knows how to run a business. So this business as usual method that both sides use to gin up this nasty, stinking piece of legislation, a steaming bucket of feces, the public and the new congressman said, nope, not going to happen. Now, an aside to that, there has been a flurry of activity in emails and telephone calls to the congressional offices of angry voters saying, we didn't put you up here for this garbage. We put you up here to represent us. They have set record number of phone calls in the House of outraged citizens calling their representative saying, what the hell?
A lot of them are Democrats.
Well, of course.
They're from both sides, all races.
And one of the things that Musk said was people that support this sort of thing, representatives, 2 years from now need to be primaried. Boot them out.
That's right.
Well, we need to take care of business long before 2 years from now. But I think what the rank and file Republicans and Democrats in the Congress are seeing is that there's an awful lot of their constituents that are saying, you better do something right here, boy, or we're going to kick your dumb butt to the curb. Good. That needed to happen.
Yeah.
Now, back to Biden. Biden is inheriting a lose-lose situation. If they pass some sort of continuing resolution, which is a giveaway, like they all are, pork gets thrown in there by every guy in the Congress.
Pork and raises in your salary. When the American public
there's a bunch of people that don't deserve a pay raise. They ought to be working for minimum wage or less, judging by their performance. So Biden inherits this stain no matter which way this thing goes. Now, Trump inherits a mess. He has got an unstable budget. He just had the Fed cut the rates another 0.25%. I could go on about that little disaster as well, but this is an untenable situation, and it's got a drop dead date of midnight tonight.
Yep.
So my opinion, and I guess you have me on here to hear my opinion, is go ahead, shut her down. Shut her down, leave her shut down. People say, oh my God, a government shutdown, the world's going to end. Well, no, it happened in 2019. It's happened again and again and again and again. essential services keep on going. Air traffic controllers don't get paid, but they keep right on working because they know when this is done, they're going to get their money. It's not like we shut down our military and shut down all the highways and say, well, we're out of business now. It doesn't work that way. Essential services continue. So this political ploy, and that's all this is, Dave, is a cheap political ploy by the powers that be to try to torpedo Trump's presidency as he comes in. I would expect no less from the Democrats.
Neither would I.
I would expect no less from the rhinos.
Well, I would expect a lot. I would expect finally the rhinos to get into line and stop lying to their constituents, because they got a powerful president who has now been elected, and their constituents, I don't think are be as tolerant as even the Democrats are. This.
Way less tolerant, Dave. The flavor of this has changed radically since Trump won the presidency. I think the Democrats were rather surprised. Now, their inside circle were probably saying, yeah, I'm afraid Kamala's going to lose, because it's obvious. It's obvious. But they put on a good show, and the DNC was saying, oh, this is too close to call, and yeah, she's going to make it. Well, she didn't.
Well, there was
Trump
a lot of lying.
Did
you see the story from Iowa, where they had just 2 or 3 days before the election, suddenly she had a 13-point lead, and I think he won by 6 points. They're suing him, by the way.
Trump has filed a lawsuit over that, and perhaps rightfully so. This looks to me like a pretty naked attempt to torpedo the last few hours of the election.
No doubt.
So, these folks have pulled out all the stops. They're using all the dirty tricks. You and I have talked about an October surprise, which didn't occur. It ended up being a December surprise with all the pardons. And now the Dems are kicking around the potential of pardoning all the January 6th committee. And I bet Liz Cheney is relieved if that happens, because afraid she got caught with her panties at her knees on this thing, and it's provable. So, Dave, we live in interesting times here. This, if you look at this from the outside, you say, well, it's business as usual. They do this every